champion Steve Renaud of Southbridge, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Gary Stone of West Springfield, Massachusetts, on Candlepin Bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and I'm sure glad you could join us here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts, for 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling, total pinfall determining our winner. Now, both the winner and the runner-up will receive tangible souvenirs. They would be trophies from the 8th Trophy Company of Boston. We also have monetary rewards. We have guaranteed prize money of $1,200. $700 will go to the winner. $350 will go to the runner-up. There's $50 available to the winner of each string, and obviously if they tie, they would split that at $25 apiece. If they tie at the end of the match, then we will have a 2-box roll-off. We have additional ways our bowlers can gain some money, and I'll tell you more about that as the program continues, but here in my hand I have a couple of things. One is a $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Stores and Home Centers. That will go to our marksman of the day, the bowler with the most marks. And the runner-up today will receive an additional prize, a $50 gift certificate from the Super 7 Tire Dealer. Okay, enough from me. Let's beat the bowlers, shall we? Gary, first time, huh?
First time.
You have tried before on that, huh?
About 12 years.
It is tough. I know darn well it is. And I understand that you had a pretty good battle with one of our veteran bowlers, right?
Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff Atkins, huh?
Yeah.
And it says here that you are a dock worker. Where is the dock in West Springfield?
Oh, it's in right up on Memorial Avenue by the Eastern State Coliseum there.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Now, this man over here, of course, he first of all, is the guy that knocked off Dick O'Connell. That's one of your awards. You are also the 1986 Massachusetts Bowling Association Open Singles Champion. And we are taping this ahead of the time, but as this is aired on May 14th, you will be defending, along with your dad, the Massachusetts Bowling Association Open Doubles Championship, too, huh? Okay, what I'm going to do right now is just wish you luck. And I'll wish you luck today, and also, Gary, good luck to you. We'll get started right after this.
Candlepin Bowling is sponsored in part by True Value Hardware Stores. It's more than just our name, it's our way of doing business.
Off now on Lane 2 here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts. Just a little bit west of the city of Boston on Route 9. Here's our challenger, Gary Stone. First time on the show. League average 110. Has a high single of 179 and a high triple of 461. Pretty darn close, wasn't it, huh? That kingpin's still there. Gary's employed by the Freihoffer Baking Company. And he's representing the State Bowl in Springfield. Making every pin count, and he has a 10. At the conclusion of our show, we'll be taking a shot at the high-low jackpot. It's now worth $425. The winner gets first try at it, then the runner-up. If neither hits it, we add $25 and do that every week when somebody walks away with whatever is accumulated. The 1-7-10 would be our high-low. Just missed. Fine try. Now our defending champion, Steve Renaud of Southbridge, and you will find quite a contrast in their styles between the deliberate style of Gary Stone and now watch Steve Renaud. Four horsemen, well, actually, got an extra pin, the 5-pin in there also. Four horsemen left side, possibly 5. Made it, and a spare to begin. Pretty eagle, so it's just 4, leaving the 2 wings of the spread eagle. On the left, the 2, 4, 7, and on the right, the 3, 6, 10. Boy, with that ball that gets so much action, he was able to take out the right side, also kick out the 4, and leave some spinning wood. But the 2 and 7 still there. Nice shot for the 2 and 7. Pretty shot. Now our challenger, Gary Stone, West Springfield. Boy, that looked as if it was going to be a strike when he was delivering it right into the 1-3 pocket. He's got the 2-pin to try to convert into a spare. Roadblock prevented it. The wood acted as a roadblock. It becomes a 10. Missed the head pin that time. 1, 3, 6, and 9 on the right, 4 and 7 on the left. Well, we can honestly say that's 3 times that he has basically been robbed, in the sense that he hit well enough to have a mark in 3 instances and did not get it. 9. Now Steve Renaud. Steve is single, employed as a grinder, representing the Hippodrome lanes in Southbridge, Massachusetts. His league average is 128. Boy, look at that 7-pin dance around, but it did not go down. Steve's high single is 187, his high triple 481. It's a potent combination when a bowler such as Steve is doing now is able to, one, fire the ball with as much action as he does, but in addition have control. So it's quite understandable why he would be, in 1986, the Massachusetts Bowling Association singles champion, and last year, doubles. All right, here's where we take our first check on the scoreboard after 4 boxes of the first string. And it is Steve Renaud, our defending champion, leading our challenger Gary Stone 44-38. Stone has rolled a pair of 9s and is at 56 after 6. And Steve Renaud answered with a 10 and a spare. Now, once again, Gary Stone. Is that going to be it? Nope. Well, he still has another ball to roll. Maybe he'll get his spare here. For a moment, it appeared he was going to get a strike. He had a 663 in winning that roll-off and defeating Jeff Atkins. Well, that was unexpected. Ralph Stewart calls time. Wants to check the piece of wood to see whether it's behind the deadwood line. It is, so it remains in play, although he won't go anywhere near it. And that's a 9. As he bounced off the piece of wood that was in the gutter. Four Horsemen right side. Had a great letter that came from Plantation Point in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. From Rose and Edgar Well, I guess anglicized would be Gagne, although the pure French would be Gagne. There it is! When I get a moment, I want to read that letter to you. Why would I want to read a letter from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina? Stay tuned. Steve Renaud. On his spare, he gets 6 and leaves 1, 2, 7, 10. And a couple of pieces of wood, actually 3, but one of them is sort of perpendicular. Not quite 2 in a row, as the 10 pin is still there. A 10. Big hit, so close to a strike. Just the 4 pin to pick up. All right. 2 marks in his last 3 boxes, and Gary Stone comes up, and this will be the first bonus ball on the spare that he rolled in the 8th. He gets 8 and winds up with a 7-10 split with 4 pieces of wood. It appears over on the right around the 10. He has a chance to move that over. He did it. The wood was in good position in order to do that. Now, 3 marks in a row. Any combination of strikes or spares in the same string will establish a bonus of $50. Is the fill, and he's left with the 1, 2, 4, 10. Oh, he was robbed that time. Nice shot. Piece of wood up against the 10. But that number 1 pin just went a little too lateral rather than diagonal. Laterally, diagonally. I know. The English teacher that was listening was just ready to jump on me. That's the fill, and he's left with 1, 2, 7, 9, 10. Seven and 9 still there. So no bonus money in the first string. A 9, 104. But the 4. That was a surprise. I think it was a surprise to him, probably maybe even more than to us. He does not miss many. Well, disappointing 114 for Steve Renaud, because that's 14 pins less than his average, and Gary Stone rolls 1 pin below his average, which is 110. And the score at the end of 1 is defending champion Steve Renaud 114, challenger Gary Stone 109. the middle string, our defending champion leads it off. He is Steve Renaud. No mark here. Not in the first box. A surprising 7. And that was a thin hit, surprisingly. Oh, what a comeback. Ho, ho, ho. Take another look at the way he made that spare. What a pretty shot. Gary Stone now. And Gary has a spare lead with the 5 and 9. No, too bad. Just missed that 5. Okay. All right, while we have a chance now, I'm going to see if I can read that letter from South Carolina. My wife and I have been watching Candlepin Bowling just from the very time it was shown first on TV. We lived in Attleboro, and that was our priority every Saturday. Well, this January, we retired, moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and much to our sorrow, we cannot get WCDB Channel 5 out here. However, this afternoon, we sat down in front of our TV and enjoyed your program. As you see, if you want something real bad, it can be done. We have relatives in Springfield. They tape the show for us. Once every 5 weeks, we get a tape. And we play it one program at a time on Saturday noon. We may be 5 weeks behind your program, but we still enjoy every single one. Thought you'd like to know. Rose and Edgar Dingley. That interesting? Well, it was interesting to me, anyway. Too bad he just punched out 2 here with a half Worcester. Right. And he almost came back and made another mark. Our crew today is Skip Peabody, Joe Sukar, Roger Rice, and Dick Erickson. Al Giglio keeping score on the big scoreboard. John Boyle keeping score beside me. Ralph Stewart, of course, is our lob line judge and referee. Don Riley is our statistician and coordinator. And the boss is not Bruce Springsteen, but he is Phil Rubin. Steve Renaud with the 5 and 8 this time. So 2 spares in the 4 boxes that have begun the middle string for Steve Renaud. One of them rather spectacular, and the other one fairly routine. Gary Stone, bonus. 8. And he's left with the 5 and 7. But he has a piece of wood. Ordinarily, this is a very tough shot, just as the 5 and 10 might be, because of the angles involved. But with that piece of wood, which is between, he has a chance to hit the 5 into the wood and into the 7. Can he do it? Oh, he missed the 5. Made the 10. long pin down there that had wood in front of it, but seems to be rolling off to the right. And, of course, they have to wait for the wood to settle down, which reminds me of another letter that I got from Springfield. Hi, Don. Seeing that the bowlers waste so much time waiting for the pins to stop rolling after they knock them down, may I make a suggestion? Why don't they make the pins square? That way, when they fall, they'd stay put. Just a suggestion from Chicopee. He gets it. The gallery here got a kick out of that. After 4 boxes, with each man waiting now to throw a bonus ball the next time he comes up. In Seldwood right now, it is Gary Stone 48, Steve Renaud 38. Champion Steve Renaud about to throw a bonus ball. Oh, was he ever glad to see that 4 go down. Now he's left with a chance to convert it into a spare by knocking down the 10. He has to beat the wood in the gutter. He has to be careful of that he doesn't brush against it. He made it. 2 in a row. 3 marks in a row. Any combination of strikes or spares in the same string will establish a bonus of $50, and each subsequent consecutive mark in the same string is worth $50 apiece, as long as he can keep it going. Well, it's an 8, but those are hardly the 2 pins he wanted to see standing, the 9 and 10. Little piece of wood perpendicular to the bowler at about the spot where the 5 would be. Can he do anything with it? No, he just hit the end of it. Ralph Stewart calling time. Loose ball in the left-hand gutter. Now let's see what challenger Gary Stone does with his bonus ball. He has temporarily at least taken over the lead. Five is the fill. He has 4 horsemen left side, plus the corner pin on the opposite side. That was close, but he had to just shave the number 1 and did not. Took the other 3 out. Got the good bounce, as we say. Steve Renaud with his spare 8 and the 9 fill that he had on the previous. Back in the lead. He was leading by 5 after 1, and now it's up to 7. Gary Stone gets everything to drop except the 10 pin. And the 10 pin is still there. Up comes Steve Renaud. I mentioned that he and his dad would be defending the doubles championship. By the way, this is for those of you who watch on Channel 5 in Boston only. But the Massachusetts Bowling Association State Finals will be in a special edition of Candlepin Doubles, and that is going to start next Saturday, May 21st. And for 7 weeks, you will see immediately following this show, that is on Channel 5 in Boston, these events and finals from the Massachusetts Bowling Association 1988 Championship. In order, the Scotch doubles, the women's doubles, the men's doubles, the women's singles, the men's singles, the women's all events, and the men's all events. That's for the next 7 Saturdays on Channel 5 in Boston, immediately following this show. Now, you heard of the interest that the folks had, the Gagnes or Gagnes from Attleboro, who are now down at Myrtle Beach in Candlepin Bowling, and Leo Rivers of Norwich, Connecticut, is very anxious to know if anybody is even thinking about or trying to start Candlepin Bowling somewhere in Connecticut. He would really like to know. So if anybody does know about that, you can let us know, and we'll pass along the word to everybody, including Leo Rivers of Norwich, Connecticut. We know that there are many bowlers from Connecticut who come up to the Webster area and the Southbridge and Springfield area and so forth and do some bowling. But I do not know of any lanes that are in Connecticut. Nice spare here for our challenger, Gary Stone. But there sure are plenty of them from here north, and that goes all the way through New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and certainly all over Massachusetts. Big 9. The 7 pin, and a couple of pieces of wood that are in a tough position for him to get at that, because the wood could go one way, the ball the other, and the 7 pin still be there. He'll probably try to hit the end of it to drive it into it if he can. Nope. That's tough, boy. I'll tell you, that's a tough shot. That was really a roadblock. There it is for a 10. He shakes his head in disappointment. Another spread eagle for Steve Renaud. The last time he took out the right side and one of the pins on the left. An unusual 6. That was uncharacteristic. Firing the ball hard and holding onto it as long as he did, so that he went as far as he did to the left to get to 4, 7, and 8. All right, challenger Gary Stone now with the opportunity to take over the lead, since Steve Renaud has, in both the first and second string, failed to hit his average. Four horsemen, right side. No, just missed the head pin. him at 220. Steve Renaud is at 222. So that gives him the lead right now. 227 to 222, and he still has a couple of more to roll. So the score is not high, not by any means. However, at the end of two, it is close. Just 7 pins separating our bowlers. And in the lead is our challenger, Gary Stone from West Springfield, 229 to 222. By 7 pins, Gary Stone has come up in the third and rolled a 9 and a spare. Now here is Steve Renaud to answer the challenge. Well, that's hardly a spare lead. He's got 2 pins, but we've seen him get a few of these where they're side by side, have this sort of a lead. 4 and 5 side by side. Can he use that piece of wood that's to the right of the 5? He did. Unbelievable. He's done it again. He has side-by-side pins. This time the 7 and 8. The 8 rocking back and forth, but it wouldn't fall. So again, he's going to have to utilize some wood. The wood is parallel to... He made it. Beautiful. 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 Very, very well done. Boy, he earned those 2 spares. I want to tell you, he earned them. Challenger Gary Stone working on a spare. This will be the bonus. How many? 6. 1, 3, 7, and 8. That's what he faces. Not get the object pins, the 1 and 3. Next week's challenger comes from Franklin, Massachusetts, Bob DeBadius. League average 120. Pin alone on the left, and on the right, the 3, 6, and 10. Nice try. Nice try. Our big $20,000 prize money True Value Championship show in late August has Dick O'Connell in Topsy with his 438, then Joe Ashline with a 426, Dan Myrick a 418, Dick Lombardi a 416, John Thomas a 412, and the first alternate is Brian Burst, 405. That's 6 for the fill for Steve Renaud, working on 3, 6, 10 on the right, 7 on the left, and a piece of wood in a good position to be kicked over to get the 7. All right, 3 in a row and $50 in bonus money for Steve Renaud. close to a strike. Four marks in a row. So he's up to $150 in bonus money, including the $50 that he got for winning the first string, and 4 marks in a row here. So far for Gary Stone, his bonus money consists of the $50 for winning the second string. Too bad. It's a 5. That certainly hurt when he's opposite a string of 4 spares by Steve Renaud. One, 3, 4, 7. Too bad. 7 did not go. A 10. Steve Renaud with 4 marks in a row. Seven is fulfilled, but this will be, we've seen him make some tough spares, I want to tell you, and this is going to be a tester. 2, 4, 10, and one piece of wood that, well, it doesn't look as if, from here it doesn't look as if it can help. What a shot! He didn't need the piece of wood. Beautiful. Oh, take another look at that beauty. Just an absolutely perfect hit. Beautiful. All right, 6 of them fell. Now he has 1, 3, 6, and a 7 with a piece of wood in front of it. Can he? Too bad. He was beginning to think, to make us think of one of those perfect strings, as we call it. It's a 10. He has knocked them all down. When you think of Rosario Lecchiara and Ed Zernicke with nothing but marks all the way down, when a guy gets a 5 in a row, you start thinking about that. He's halfway there. At least in the case of Rosario, it's halfway there. Not quite in Ed, because Ed actually had 11 marks in a row. And rolling a 197. Gary Stone. Wanted that 6 to go, but no such luck. As I mentioned, $400 in our home viewer jackpots, and if We'll be drawing a card. When the show is over, we ask you to send in only postcards, and one card per person per day. And we throw away all the cards after somebody wins, and I'd like to see somebody win today, because that barrel is very, very full. We add $50 to the jackpot every week until somebody hits it and start all over again. At 50 to win, you must guess the total pinfall, both bowlers combined, within 10 pins either way, above or below what the actual is. And a strike for Steve Renaud. But, of course, when I draw a card, even if you're nowhere near that, you will receive several prizes. And all you have to do is send it in to Candlepin Bowling, WCVB TV, Channel 5, 5 TV Place, Needham, Massachusetts. Zip code 02192. All right. Steve Renaud with 3 pins to pick up over on the right-hand side. 6, 9, 10. No, didn't get it. And a 9 in the box. 124 with a couple of boxes to go. And in a comfortable lead, even though he was trailing by 7 coming into this third string. Three, 9, 10. Made to spare. Not an easy one. Not an easy one. Five. 4 horsemen left side and the 9 pin. About a piece of wood to the right of number 1, which could be used to get that 9 if everything else goes. Not to be. 100 even now. And that's what it is, 100. All right, here's Steve Renaud to finish up. He's already won. Just a question of what the final score will be. An explosive ball that leaves just the kings in, the 5. He can't believe that he missed that. As soon as he let it go, was that, oh, how could I do that? I missed it. I told you his challenger next week will be Bob DeBadges of Franklin, Massachusetts, league average 120. Nine, 143. And a fine 365. When he started off with a 114 and a 108, it didn't appear that he would get over 360. But he did. And as we tilt up, we take a look at the final score. We'll have our high-low jackpot and home viewer jackpot after I give you that final score, which is Steve Renaud 365, Gary Stone 329. Okay, 10 pin guests either side of 694 will win $400, but when I draw that card, that person is going to be rewarded anyway with these prizes.
A British Sterling gift set for the man who's not just a friend. The cologne that's not just a fragrance. Give him British Sterling and make him a legend in his own time. And an Ames flower and garden tool set. This 4-piece set includes a flower and garden shovel, cultivator, bull rake, and garden hoe with a 42-inch handle. You'll love the smaller, more compact size. And Peterson Vise Grip Tools, the handyman's best friend. This Vise Grip long nose locking pliers gets in those hard-to-reach places and features a built-in wire cutter.
Okay, let's find out if there's anybody within 10 pins, 694, who wins $400 in our jackpot. This one comes from Frank Lacadonna of West Springfield, Massachusetts. His guess is 740. So next week we add $50. It's going to be worth $450. 4 1/4 down here, Steve, if you can knock those three down. Okay, Gary. Okay, you stay here now, and Steve will be right behind you. Right here, please, Gary, so the folks can look at you here a little bit. You picked up $50 for winning one of those strings. You got $350 for being runner-up today. You get a little permanent souvenir you can put up on the shelf to show that you were on the show. You also get a $50 gift certificate from Super 7 tire dealers, and come back and see us again, will you? Okay, and Steve, you get the $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Store for being our marksman of the day. You get I think there's 2 folks here rooting for you, huh? $700 for winning, $250 in bonus money, and next week the challenger will be Bob DeBadges of Frank. And you really had